Hey, good afternoon. Today is Sunday, April the 7th, 2024. The time now is 2:45 p.m. So today I am going to begin my Nigeria series. And for Nigeria, as all of the countries in Africa, we will have a Nigeria series that look at Nigeria as a geopolitical entity in terms of Nigeria's position in Africa and Nigeria's relation with the rest of Africa and Nigeria and the rest of the world. We will also look at domestic Nigeria. So domestic Nigeria playlist will be a playlist that contains videos relating to what is happening in Nigeria. So this talk actually fits within the domestic Nigeria playlist. The video is going to be about something that I discover on Nigeria relating to the government attempt to construct a highway in Nigeria. Now, Nigeria is an amazing country, okay? Nigeria is the giant of Africa, the giant of West Africa, or one of the giants of Africa. This means if you will have an organization such as the G7, okay, a grouping of the powerful big brother, big sister countries in Africa. I will place Nigeria, South Africa, Egypt on the top, Morocco, Ghana, Ethiopia. I know Congo is going through a lot right now, but Congo, being as large as it is, being the belly of Africa, the heart of Africa, being as rich as it is, we should never sleep on Congo. We should never sleep on what Congo can and will accomplish when and should it becomes stabilized with the right government. And South Africa. So these are among the few, okay? Kenya, Tanzania, and so on. So these are among the few that I do believe are relevant in terms of being positioned as the big brother, big sister countries of Africa. Now, Nigeria is a country that I love. I've never been there, but I do like what Nigerians are doing, okay? Whether they tell African story through Nollywood or make the world dance with Afrobeat, okay? These guys are intelligent. In the West, you go into hospitals, you go into pharmacies, you will find Nigerian doctors, or you will discover that a Nigerian person owns the pharmacy or is one of the owner of the pharmacy. You go into universities, colleges, there is a Nigerian professors or a Nigerian is a director of this and that. They are amazing. But now let's look at Nigeria. Nigeria is like any country in the world and any African country. It has its goods and bads. But because of the way the world works and because of Africa's inability to tell its own story, countries like Nigeria is projected or portrayed as a corrupt, dysfunctional, destabilized country. Yes, there is a lot going on in Nigeria, but the Nigerians are amazing. Nigeria is a wonderful country, and it continues to make Africa proud, but they continue to challenge, to compete with the rest of the world. So I'm proud of my Nigerian family, my Nigerian brothers and sisters. But I came across an article relating to Nigeria. So the article, I found it on CNN. The article's title is Nigeria Wants a Road to Rival the Pacific Coast Highway. A prime Lagos beach resort stands in the way. Now, it is a fascinating title for an article in this case. But when I read the title, I immediately asked myself, why is Nigeria trying to rival Pacific Coast Highway? Is the Nigerian government trying or attempting to construct a highway because Nigeria needs the highway, because it is beneficial to Nigeria, to the Nigerian people, to the Nigerian economy, or it's the Nigerian government making such attempt because it wants to be the rival of the Pacific coast of the United States. Now, I said earlier that Nigerians are competing, or Nigeria is competing with the West. That's good. But in this case, Nigeria must construct, or many Africans, or every African countries, or countries in the global south, if you will, must construct highway, must improve their infrastructure, not to compete with the rest of the world, but because your people need it, because your country need it for its social, for its academic, for its economic, for its financial development. But one of the things in this article is that the highway, there is an obstacle to the highway, being that a famous resort, okay, which is owned by a Nigerian, and when I read the article, a Nigerian businessman who actually was born in the UK or so. So he owns the resort. He traveled from the UK in 2007. He owns the resort. And all of a sudden, they are telling him, hey, you got to bounce. And he thought it was April Fool, okay? He thought it was an April Fool prank on him, but the government want his resort out, okay? But now, that is, what I think is going on here is the concept of eminent domain, which is that you can have your property if the government sees, if the government assessed, or if the government conclude that your property, where your property lies, can be beneficial to construct any project, to commence any project that can be beneficial to society, the government has the right to obtain your property, to take your property, to use your property for the benefit of society. However, your government must compensate you the fair or the market price. So when I read the article, I was trying to find out where such concept of eminent domain, well, it is an eminent domain, but the whole notion of a government compensating the businessman, I did not see that in the article. Perhaps there is a lot going on in the background that we don't know about. Okay, this is just one article from CNN. But once again, I would dare ask, is the Nigerian government attempting to construct such highway, which I think should span the length of the coast that goes from Lagos all the way toward the border of Cameroon? If that's the case, wonderful. Because in this case, that road where it stops to the border of Cameroon, or at the border of Cameroon, Cameroon can extend it, okay, throughout the Cameroon region. And once that road stops at the border of Cameroon with the next country, that countries can extend or expand the road. So in this case, it is fascinating. But my only problem is, I hope that the Nigerian government is not making such attempts to construct a highway to compete with some country in the West, or in the East, or in the North, or in the South, but because Nigeria or because an African country needs it. But yes, I would dare say that this businessman must be compensated. Yes, we have Lagos, okay? The property, the resort is in Lagos. Perhaps there are places where this highway cannot just be in the coast. It can pass. It can go inland a little bit, where some parts of the coast could be left in their natural self, okay? Be left as they are naturally, which in this case is very interesting because the article does mention the whole idea of preserving the natural environment. So it will be good in this case for the birds, the animals that go and nest in these in this marshland or wetland. But also, by taking the highway inland a little bit, it leaves spaces along the coast where, in this case, perhaps this businessman can purchase land in these places along the coast where he and his group can actually reconstruct the resort and they can expand the resort. When I read the article, okay, it stressed that the land, okay, is about 13 hectares. So that's a good amount of land for a resort. But also, if he can find places elsewhere along the coast, within the Lagos region or anywhere in Nigeria, he can actually, and his group can actually purchase much larger land and they can construct a much bigger resort. Okay? So it is a good article. I do applaud the Nigerian government for wanting to construct a highway. Nigeria needs it. Africa needs lots of highways. Okay? Then, my only question then in this case as of now is that will the Nigerian government make sure that such highway is constructed in a manner as not to destroy the natural habitat or the animals, the species that lives in that increase their population, that breeds in these natural habitats? That's one. Also, once again, is the Nigerian government doing this to benefit Nigeria or just to engage in some foolishness to compete with other countries in the world? We should not compete as Africans with the rest of the world. Yes, we should do as much as we can to sustain our population as of now. Okay? We should do these things because we need them. Our people need such development, not because the rest of the world is doing it. There are times when we will have to compete with the rest of the world. But as of now, development is necessary throughout Nigeria and throughout Africa because our people need them. So once again, thank you very much for watching, my Niger family. Thank you very much for watching The Echoing Voice. Tell me what you think. Give me feedback. Let me know what I'm missing. And also feel free to, every now and then, you can send me a link of some article that could be very interesting to my program so that I can read, I can assess what is saying, I can analyze the pros and cons of the content, and I can make a video and share back with you. Once again, thank you very much for watching The Echoing Voice. Peace.